Now I'd like to review the wider impacts of increasing pasture as a percent of the cow's diet. This graph outlines the impact of diet pasture percent on profit or return on capital. The trend is relatively strong, and the relationship can be described as one where as pasture as a percent of the cow's diet decreases, there is initially little variation or impact on profit, although a negative impact becomes increasingly evident as the percent of pasture decreases. So this relationship of diet pasture percent to return on capital is similar to the impact on profit per hectare and profit per cow, with decreasing diet pasture percent having an increasingly negative impact on profitability. This graph outlines the impact of diet pasture percent on cost of production per litre. The trend is strong, with increasing diet pasture percent contributing to a decrease in cost of production. So these are the first four graphs. What else does diet pasture percent influence? This graph outlines the strong association between increasing diet pasture percent and increasing pasture consumed per cow. This graph outlines the impact of diet pasture percent on pasture harvest, which is a particularly important relationship to understand. The trend is strong, with increasing diet pasture percent contributing to an increase in pasture harvest. In addition to this, supplement cost per litre and total feed cost per litre, including pasture cost, decrease substantially as diet pasture percent increases. All of the trends are consistent and strong. What else does diet pasture percent influence? Now I'm going to add graphs of four more cost factors that all decrease as diet pasture percent increases. This includes core per hectare cost per tonne dry matter, pasture cost per tonne dry matter, core per cow cost, and labour cost per cow. Again, the trends are consistent and strong, and still there is more. Although these final two graphs highlight the known negative impacts of increasing pasture as a percent of the cow's diet. Firstly, this graph outlines the impact of diet pasture percent on total dry matter consumed per cow, and now the impact on milk production per cow. The trends are understandably similar, with increasing diet pasture percent contributing to a decrease in total intake and milk production per cow. So this table summarises the primary impact of increasing pasture as a percent of the diet, which include lower supplement and total feed cost per litre, lower core per hectare cost per tonne dry matter of pasture, lower pasture cost per tonne dry matter, lower core per cow cost, lower labour cost per cow, and importantly, higher pasture harvest. Changes in these ratios combine to significantly decrease the cost of production. Additional impacts of increasing diet pasture percent include an associated increase in pasture consumed per cow, and a decrease in both total consumed per cow and milk production per cow. However, the impact of producing less milk per cow is more than compensated for by the lower costs and higher pasture harvest, resulting in an increase in the level of profit, with the rate of increase reducing as pasture as a percent of the diet increases.